So, what did you do yesterday? Go for it. Who remembers what we did yesterday? Variables and equations. Yeah. So, hey Tasik. So we talked about what is the role of variables in algebra. How do we even need to wrap our head around how does the variables and constants work together for us? Okay. So there are only two scenarios. See, let's look at how we simplify what we do. There are only four operations. See, it will make you guys feel very good that we, no matter how old we get, we will learn only addition, subtraction, multiplication. Okay? Now, another simpler flavor to that is, what is the type of variables, what are the type of things that we deal with? We deal with only two types of things. What is known, what is unknown. Whatever is known, we call them constants. That doesn't change. And whatever is unknown is what we call them as variables. Because that could vary, that could change. Is everybody with me? Is Tasvik, Shikhar, Nandan, everybody okay? So, yesterday we saw another thing, that I can have a situation where I have something, I will term this as equation because it has equal to sign. Okay? This is called an equation. What we see, what is our observation from this equation? There is a variable x and there are constants 2 and 5 and 17. But more than that, what I was telling you guys yesterday was that any equation that you see is like a contract. Why are you coming to the class? Because you want to learn math. Why are you coming to this class only? Because you believe that I teach math or I know a little bit of math, right? If I was better known as a US history teacher, you would not come here for math. Likewise, everything that we do has an intent or an outcome. So whenever you are looking at the equation, it certainly depicts certain agreement between the inputs to get you some output. Okay? Riya, sorry, you guys are a little bit late, but I have not done anything so far. I was just trying to catch up on what we talked yesterday and how do we put our thoughts together. So, couple of things before I go deeper into it. We talked about equation with one variable, like what you see on the board right now. This is an equation because it has equal to sign here. So anything with equal to sign is an equation. Yeah. If I write this 4x squared plus 7y, is this an equation? Now, what is it called? Anybody, what is it called? This Adya is saying this is not equation, I agree with her. But what is it called then? This is called expression. Okay? And I have a very bad habit of giving lame examples. So I'll give one more lame example here. Now look at this. You come to the class and I don't teach anything. I keep making different faces, sad, happy, angry faces. Okay? So what you are seeing is only expression. There is no outcome for you. There is nothing that you are learning from me. Only outcome comes from here when you have equal to sign. Or you have an outcome from the class when I teach something. Just showing faces doesn't get you anything. There is no outcome for you. So that's the correlation, that's the analogy that you can keep in your mind. That if I have only inputs, sad face, smiling face, no output, no learning for you, expression. Whatever you did, that resulted into some output. Equation. Yeah? So this is the basic difference between expression and equation. A smiling teacher doing nothing is expression. Teacher beyond expression, some output is equation. Yeah? Is everybody okay? Anybody tired of my dad jokes so far? No? Nobody say yes, right? Or some of you might say, and I'll be happy to hear yes, because then I'll cut down on the number of tattoos in the class. Okay? Alright, so this part is okay? Everybody okay? Alright, now, so coming back to the point, we saw that if I have an equation with only one variable, we were able to find out the value of the variable, right? Or we were able to solve for it. So let's look at few examples here. And this will be more like a riddle that I want you guys to solve. 4x plus 20 equal to 10. I want you to find out the value of x. X by 3 minus x by 5 equal to 2. I want you to solve for x. And 2x plus y equal to 72. I want you to solve it for x and y. Only clue I can give you guys, which will be in line with what I said yesterday, is if I have one equation with only one variable x, I will be able to solve. If I have one equation with only one variable, here also I have only one variable x, I should be able to solve for it. If I have one equation with more than one variable, you just need to raise your hand and say, I will not be able to solve for it. I can give you multiple options though. And we'll now look at those options. Okay? So solve for x from these two equations in next 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then I will come to talk about this one. Sorry, Via, Nandan, Rudraksh, and Vivan, Arihan, sorry. Keep your videos on, otherwise I would not know whether you guys are watching me or watching Mr. Beast. You water or something? Okay. What's happening, Daswik? Do something. Make sure that even if the problem is not easy to solve, you make your page, keep scribbling on your page, do something, make your page look dirty. That's okay. Don't wait for me to do something, okay? Sorry, are you doing what you want to do? Sorry, Dia, Ish. Everybody's giving it a try, right? Give me some assurance, some guarantee. Otherwise, I'll start feeling sleepy then. They will get bothered by me enough, man. Don't worry. Kids, when they're with me, right? I will give them some basic concepts, and I'll first put them in a tight spot where they to stretch their neurons to do something, and then I'm there for sure. Let them give it a try. Let them go wrong. So it's 5:13 right now. 5:15 is when I would want you guys to stop, and then I will get going with this. Rudraksh, are you doing something? So keep your video on there. How is 4x plus 20 equal to 10? I don't know. That's what you have to figure out. I want to know there's some value of x which will probably lead to this output. There's some value of x. That's what we have to determine. Yeah? For Aarti also, so basically my daughter is in 8th grade, so she is part of this same group, but because of summer break she has discontinued a little bit. So she is part of Algebra 2 class also. She is doing Algebra 2 also. If the kids don't come here, the classroom, I'll ask my daughter to be in the class. So that I don't want her to get haunted by maths and the teacher together. What's happening, kids? Somebody has to say something. Okay. Andya, where are you now? Where are we?
Almost done.
Almost done. Okay. And I will sound like a nagging teacher, okay? Because I sometimes run out of patience, keep bugging the kids, saying, tell me something, what are you doing? I'm not really very keen on giving the answer. I'm more interested in knowing how you are approaching a problem. Okay? That gives me enough clue with respect to how would you deal with those problems. Okay. Nandan, Arihan, Priya, sorry, keep your videos on. Yes, Ish, what did you get?
For the first one, I got -2.5.
Okay, x equal to minus 2.5. Okay, how about the second one?
Then the second one, I got 15x.
Little louder.
X equals to 15 for the second.
Okay. And third one, I was not expecting you guys to give me any answer because there is no point blank answer for the third question. Okay? And that's the agenda for today's class. We'll start talking about it silently. Yes, Adya, what did you get?
I finished the first one. I got
Speaker, I will come to you. Yeah.
-2.5.
Okay.
I'm still solving.
Okay. So, fine. So, let's do one thing. I always give you guys a bit of homework every week. So, I will make sure that I stay as boring, as monotonous as possible. What I mean by that is, I use the same technique. I will not change any technique. Okay? So that you don't get baffled between, oh, this problem, this method, which one to choose. My method remains the same. Every solution revolves around the concept and we just need to be clear about the concept. Yes, Srikar, what did you get? You're saying something. That is minus 2.5, okay? Okay. Okay, so we have some answers. And whoever has given the answer, like Srikhar and Ish, both gave the same answer. So now to you, Tafik, you mentioned that how do we even have a value for x? We'll find it out. Now, as I mentioned in the class yesterday, there are some certain rules and protocols that we have to follow. Meaning, when I am making some, see, we are dealing with equal to. Whenever any movement happens across equal to sign, somebody moving from this side to this side or this side to this side, there are certain rules to be followed. Plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus. Multiplication becomes division, division becomes multiplication. Okay? And for, in a simple way, if you want to relate to it, this is called butterfly method. Only with division and multiplication. When you are multiplying something on equal to, if this side of equal to sign, when you move it other side, it comes down. Numerator to denominator, denominator to numerator. That's a movement you will see physically. This becomes part of your muscle memory for doing all the calculations. Yeah? You would not want to rely on lot of theory. You would want to rely on how it looks to us physically. So now look at it. 4x plus 20 equal to 10. We are trying to find out the value of x, meaning our only intention is to isolate x. Think of this like COVID days, when you were keeping 6 feet distance from every living thing. So we are trying to quarantine x. We want only x to be on one side of equal to, everything else to the other side. That is how we will read that as x equal to whatever we get here. That means everybody has to move away from x. And that's what we will do using the protocol that we talked about. So first we will move this guy 20. So we had 10 before. This guy moved from this side to this side and became minus 20 because here was a plus. So this became 10 minus 20, which is minus 10. So 4x is equal to minus 10. Tafik, is this story making sense to you, Beta? Is this story making sense to you? No? Not a good story? You were keeping your video off and watching Mr. Beast video for last 15 minutes. Now all of a sudden you have woken up and saying it's not making sense to you. Let me repeat. Again, that was a bad joke, but what I'm saying is pay attention to every word of mine. They are all worth $1 million. So you can become millionaire by paying attention for next 1 hour. Okay? Yeah? They are thinking, oh, I should have joined before to become millionaire. Long time ago. So, but yeah, knowledge has worked. So here, what did I say? We are trying to solve it for x, meaning we are trying to find out x equal to what from this equation. And we are trying to gradually move everybody away from it. See, how will I get x equal to what? First we'll move this guy, then we'll move this guy. Then only x will be left on this side of equal to sign. Whatever is on this side, we'll calculate and that will be my value of x. Does it make sense, Rudraksh and Tasvik? Yeah? So we are just moving everybody away. Let's say my money, Biren's money, plus Adya's money, plus Tasvik's money is equal to $50. Okay? We are trying to find out how much money Biren has. What do I need to do? I will say Biren's money will be $50 minus Adya's money and minus Tasvik's money. If I subtract these two money from this, that is what is Biren's money. So I'm actually moving everybody to other side so that I get the value of what I'm looking for. Yeah? One thumbs up, one like, something. Yeah? Okay. Alright. So exactly that is what we are doing here. We are first moving this guy. Once we move this guy, it became 4x equal to 10 minus 20, which is minus 10. Now we want to say, find out x. We only need x on this side. We don't like any number to accompany x. That is how we'll get to what we want to get. So now this is 4x or 4 times of x. Multiplication becomes division. 10 by 4. Nothing but 2.5. How? Look at this tic-tac-toe thing. 10 you can break into 2 into 5. 4 you can break into 2 into 2. 2 and 2 tic-tac-toe. 5 by 2, which gives you minus 2.5. Yeah? Everybody okay with that? Now, from this we found the value of x. So this one, everybody gave me the same answer. So there is no point extending the discussion further. Is everybody okay with that? Rudraksh and Tasvik? Ishan, you got late by 20 minutes. But that's okay for a day, not always. Now coming to the second problem. This problem was this one. X by 3 minus x by 5 equal to 2. Okay? Here, what will I do? See, there is something common here. X by 3, x by 5. I can write x by 3 as x into 1 by 3, isn't it? Is it okay to write it that way? Guys, I got a lottery ticket today. I asked you guys to give me one thumbs up. I got 250 thumbs up in last 5 minutes. Don't play with emojis. Focus on what we are doing here. Okay? Alright. X by 3 I can write as x into 1 by 3. Okay? Likewise, x by 5 also I can write as x into 1 by 5. Look at how I'm stitching my story. I don't do any mental math. I don't have enough of intelligence. Okay? I'm only relying on how I am doing my calculation. Okay? There's nothing that stays in my brain. It doesn't work well. I'm only relying on this. X by 3 is x into 1 by 3. X by 5 is x into 1 by 5. So x is present in both the things. So, and see, I'm breaking it, and whatever I'm not touching, I'm writing it as is. Okay? Now here x is present in both the terms. I'll keep x out. 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5 equal to 2. I'll let you guys digest this. If you read this story carefully without assuming me being around, if this one makes sense, it will be easy for you to relate to it. Okay? Give yourself 10 seconds of peace to digest this. Okay, this is what we had. X by 3 I am writing as x into 1 by 3 and x by 5 I am writing as this. Since x is present in both the places, I am keeping x outside. Yeah? Are you okay with step?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is what we have. Now, look at this. I have x and I have something multiplied with x. Let's find out how much is this. Why I am trying to find the value of this? Because we are told for ages that if I have to do any calculation, this is my order of operation. BODMAS or PEMDAS. Bracket, then order, then division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. That's why as soon as we got bracket, we are trying to knock off what we have inside the bracket first. Yeah? Anybody wants to disagree? Disagree now. You will not have this option after 5 minutes. So, we are trying to find out the value of this. 1 by 3 minus 1 by 5. You guys know how to find out subtract the fractions? There are 2 ways of doing it. You can find out the LCM of the denominator and then do it. Or you will math the denominator, meaning this guy has 3, this guy has 5. We'll say, to do a shortcut, I will multiply this guy with a 5 and this guy with a 3. I have matching denominators now. When I am multiplying here, I cannot do this circus without any approval. I cannot make math go wrong. So I have to multiply also here. Similarly, I can have to multiply by 3 here also. So 1 by 3 became 1 by 3 into 5. 1 by 5 became 1 by 5 into 3 and then I have to multiply by 3 here, 5 here. So now this is equal to 2. So this became x times, this is 5 over 15 and this is 3 over 15 equal to 2. So when you have common denominators, this will be, you will put here 5 by 15 minus 3 by 15 becomes 5 minus 3 by 15. Yeah. Ishan, do you agree or do you want to argue with me? And it's okay to argue. We are arguing mathematically. Okay? Alright. So this became x in bracket 5 minus 3 is 2 by 15 equal to 2. Or now I can just take it out of the bracket. It's the same thing. X into 2 by 15. This is what we have equal to 2. I need only x here. That means 15 has to go, 2 has to go to the other side of equal to. How will it go? Division will become multiplication. Multiplication will become division. 2 and 2 matching, tic-tac-toe. My answer is 15. Yeah? Everybody is okay with that? Any doubt, any question, any confusion? See, this is, right now we are trying to build a house and we are at a stage where we are building the base for the house. If the base starts wiggling, you will not go to sleep well in the house. Is anybody's base wiggling right now? No? Okay. Riya, okay with that so far? Riya, then Shikhar, then Nandan. Nandan, keep a video on while you play hide and seek with me. No hide and seek till 6 o'clock. See, this is better. Sorry, Vira? That's okay. I don't always need it. That's perfectly okay. But yeah, I certainly need your attention, and I promise to give my attention to you guys as well. Okay? So this is, we just talked about the base. Now let's get more thoughtful about what we are doing here. Is you're saying something, Vira? You're muted yourself. If you want to say something, go for it. Don't even be shy. Everybody okay, right? Are you happy? Sorry, Vira? That was a cute accident. Don't worry about it. Alright. So, Adya, do you know what is beta? What do you know what is meant by beta? Child. Son or daughter. Okay? So, I address you guys with that. Okay? So, and I do it on purpose. Because I want you guys to think of me as a support system. I want each one of you to be confident with me. When it comes to reaching out, asking for any help. It's not about just attending 2 hours of class every week and any magic would happen. No, it doesn't happen that way. You are going to keep on breaking your head with different types of problems. You learn some concept, you will forget it, you will unlearn it, you will again learn it. There will be some problems related to concepts that we learn and you will not apply it. You might not get ideas. You can reach out to me, take mommy's phone, say, okay, Mommy, let me send one message to my teacher, say, okay, there's a problem. I'm trying to figure out how do I approach this problem. When you build that confidence, that's the only way I'll be considering myself effective or meaningful or relevant for you guys. Okay? So that's why I keep on cracking dad jokes. I call you guys beta. I ask you to shout at me also. Right? When somebody says slowly, shout at me without being disrespectful to me. So, net, everybody has to be confident to ask questions, to ask for help, to reach out. See again, when I'm busy with my work, I might not respond to your message immediately. I might take some time. But at least you should be confident, okay, if I'm sending out a message requesting for something, within 10-15 hours, I'll certainly get a response which will be helpful for me in some way or other. Okay? Alright, so let's move on now. We saw that if I have an equation with one variable, let's say that variable is not x this time. 3y plus y over 9 equal to 15. As long as I have one equation with only one variable, this is y, we will be able to solve it. It depends on our way of solving it, our way of doing the calculation. So let's be assured that one equation with one variable will be able to solve it for all practical purposes. But if I have an equation with two variables, x and y, equal to 8, it looks like a very simple, nice equation. Okay? So it doesn't scare us. Now I'm saying, I'm giving you a very simple equation, x plus y equal to 8, find out the values of x and y. Who all in this class thinks that you guys can give me the answer for x and y? And y. And this is a mathematical debate. You are not trying to prove me wrong. I'm just trying to pick your brain to understand how you think about certain things. I'm saying x plus y equal to 8. Give me the value of x and y. Solve it for x and y, whatever way you interpret this. Yes, last week. So you're saying that you can find out the value of the variables from the one equation. So you're saying x equal to 5 and y equal to 3. Okay? So let me do one thing. I will create something like a table. Here I have x value, here I have y value. I am going with what Tasvik said. X equal to 5. X equal to 5 and y equal to 3. This is one option. But Tasvik, I will not say that this is the only option. Because see, Nandan is ready to give another option. Yes, Nandan, tell me what is it? Shout back at me. Your voice is feeble. Louder. Okay. Wait. So 4 and 4 is another option. Okay. Any other option that you can think of, Nandan? Okay. Now you have to stop because I want everybody to show their creativity. Yes, Shikhar. 7 plus 1. Okay. 8 plus 0. Okay. Adya, tell me what are the other things that you think of? X plus y equal to 8. These are the values of x and y they are giving me. Okay. I was asking that tell me what is the value of x and y, and these are the options I have got so far. Tell me if you can think of any other option. Rudraj, while Adya is thinking, you tell me what you got. 5 plus 6, dude, that will be 5 plus 6 will be 11. Get your numbers corrected. One more time. 4 plus 4 is right answer, but I already have it. I want something different. It's okay. I mean, Ish, any number that you can think of. Okay, you guys are stopping here. I will not. I will say 9 and minus 1. 9 and minus 1, when I add them, that also gives me 8. I will say 20 and minus 12. That also gives me minus 12. That gives me 8. I can say minus 1 and 9. That also gives me 8. What I am trying to depict here is there is infinite number of combination of x and y which can give me this output. Yeah? Make sense? Everybody? There is infinite number of x and y combination that will satisfy this condition. Yeah? If Nandan is trying to add one more option, that option is already exhausted. I said infinite. So that is going to be huge, beyond anybody's imagination. Tasvik, so is the case for you also. If you still want to say, give me one combination, you can give it. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about massive list or massive combination of x and y. Yes, go ahead. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And you guys are being very humble. You are saying 1,992. You could even say 1 million and 1 million minus 8. Yeah? Correct? I mean, that will be minus them. So anyway, let's not deliberate this further. What is that I was trying to come to was this. That if I am talking about an equation with two variables, we don't get one solution for x and y. You should guys remember this. When we were trying to solve for 2x plus 6 equal to 8, we got x equal to 2x equal to 8 minus 6, which is 2, or x equal to 2 by 2, 1. There is only one value of x that we got here. One point blank solution that we got. As soon as we went to an equation with two variables, we are not getting one value. It's like somebody asked me, how old are you? I would say, I'm 50, maybe I'm 49, maybe 46, maybe 52, maybe 16, maybe 8, maybe 74. I'm giving you all possible answers that you can imagine, but not that one answer that you're looking for. Exactly that's what happens with one equation with two variables. It gives you all the possible combination of values of x and y on the two variables that will satisfy this outcome, but no point blank answer. Yes, Sudra, you're saying something. Now I will fall asleep. Whatever you are talking about, that is something that happened 10 years ago. I have left that behind. We are talking about infinite number of solutions. So 10 minus 2, I am not even denying that. That is one of the set. As long as the two values of x and y jointly give me this, that is one of the valid answers, but not the answer. Not that one solution that we are looking for. And now we are trying to put our thoughts around it. What happens? You got different combinations. Let's look at only some of them. Let's not try plotting everything. What we are going to do is, we will see what exactly happened when we got these values. We are trying to plot it on a coordinate plane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. We have x and y values. We are trying to see what is happening here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes on, minus 1, minus 2. You guys always think differently. You guys think in a very intelligent way. I always think in a very lame way. Now they are thinking, I got stuck with the lame teacher. That's okay. We keep it simple. That's what I try to say. When you look at the coordinate plane, how do you look at it? This is x-axis, this is y-axis. How I look at it? I say these are two number lines. These are two number lines. One horizontal number line, one vertical number line, and they are both meeting at 0, 0. The horizontal number line I call it x-axis, vertical number line I call it y-axis. Okay? So these are different ways of relating it. So now we have these values. When x is 5, y is 3. When x is 5, y is 3. Let's say it after this point. When x is 4, y is 4. X is 4, y is 4. This point. X is 2, y is 6. When x is 2, y is 6. Somewhere here. X is 7, y is 1. X is 7, y is 1. X is 8, y is 0. Here. When we join these points, it became a straight line. And every point on this line will satisfy this condition. If you look at this point, let's say 5.5 and 2.5 somewhere. Okay, I did not draw it correctly. I did with freehand. Every point that you pick up and look at the x and y coordinate value, you will see that those values when you add up will satisfy this condition. Will be equal to 8. Now you guys will get a Nobel Prize if you ever tell this line, and this line is going to go beyond this board also. Okay? If you guys will get a Nobel Prize if somebody says how many points this number line has, this line has. We cannot count that, right? Point has no area. If within this space only, if you want to count how many points we have, probably we might have hundreds of them. Yeah? So, any equation like this, we will call it a linear equation because it draws a line for us. And a line has hundreds, thousands, millions, billions of points into it. And hence, when you have one equation with more than one variable, it will draw a straight line for us, and it will not give us one solution. It will give us all possible combination of x and y that will satisfy this condition. How does it feel? How was the story, by the way? Right? So, see again. Keep aside all the dad jokes. Come to the agenda. This is how we are putting our thoughts together to build some interpretation out of this whole discussion so far. One is, if I have one equation, see what is equation? Equation is something that has an equal to sign that represents an outcome. If I don't have an equal to sign, I will not call it equation, I will call it expression. It is as dumb as my teacher is smiling, not teaching anything. Okay? Then, when I have an equation, I might have multiple elements to it. Some are called constants, some are called variables. Constants are the ones that doesn't change its value. 2 was 2 50 years ago, and 2 will remain 2 after 1000 years as well. It's constant, fixed. That's why they are called constants. And variables are the ones where it could vary. That's why it's called variables, right? So any equation can have constants and variables. If I have any one equation, only one variable, no matter how many terms, I mean these are called terms, okay? Let's say if I have an equation x by 3 plus x by 5 minus x by 2 plus 2x by 6 equal to 15 minus 8. These are all called terms. One equation, only one variable, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. So, no matter how many terms, if I have only one variable in one equation, we'll be able to solve for it and get a point blank value of it, the solution of it. If I have more than one variable in an equation, I am not talking about one solution, I am talking about all possible combination of x and y values that we can translate into this table and plot it like a graph. It will draw a straight line for us, and it clearly depicts that if I have an equation with more than one variable, it gives me infinite number of x and y combinations to satisfy this condition. This is a 5-minute story, and I am a big fan of story because I want you guys to get this story in your mind. You should be able to narrate this. I still remember what my grandma used to tell me as a story 45, 46 years ago. Because stories stay longer. If you learn something and if you are able to articulate that in a story, that sticks with you much longer time. I'm not saying that we don't have to practice. We still have to practice. But this concept that the story has to stick with us. Yeah? So that when you go from linear equation to quadratic equation, you would want to relate, okay, with linear equation, the other thing that we learned, and this is the addition that is happening on the top of that to convert from linear equation to quadratic equation. Then you talk about polynomials. Then you talk about many more things, exponential equations, whatnot. So everything, you are building a small story, you are building houses. You are building houses of algebra, you are building houses of trigonometry, you are building houses of geometry, whatnot. And you will keep on adding more and more stories to it. Okay? But your base will remain the same. Is everybody okay so far? Now, let's see what else I have in the agenda for today. I keep forgetting. I keep getting emotionally carried away while teaching you guys. Come on. Come on, what happened to my phone? Is not responding. Anybody remembers or recalls what we talked about for today? Today's agenda, apart from talking about. So we talked about equation with one variable, equation with two variables, and then, okay, now let's say equation. Plotting an equation on the coordinate plane, we just saw it. Okay, there is another interesting concept of multiplying and dividing an equation. And this will sound magical to you guys. Let me show you guys the magic. I have an equation x plus y equal to, let's say, 3. And I'm purposefully picking up easy equations so that I don't get lost in complicated calculations. Okay? X plus y equal to 3, or let's say x minus y equal to 3. Okay? I'm giving you guys the freedom and luxury to multiply this equation by any number of your choice. Let's say you like number 3. You multiply this equation by x minus y by 3. This whole equation, x minus y equal to 3. You are multiplying by 3. Okay? So this equation became 3 times x is 3x minus 3 times y is minus 3y equal to 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? We had this equation and I chose the number 3 multiplied all the terms with 3. And you know what? I'm saying these two equations are same. Why? I'm saying these two equations are same. And I'm not going to stop here. What I'm saying is, I don't like only multiplication, I like division also. So let's say I divide this equation by 6. So, or let me divide by 2, so that my calculation remains easy. I am dividing this whole equation by 2. Okay? So what will happen? It will become x by 2 minus y into 1 by 2 is y by 2 equal to 3 by 2. And see how confident I am. I am saying, you know what? This equation and this equation are also same. And you would not want to believe that. This is a forceful act of convincing case. I am telling you these two equations are same. And the first thing that you should ask, why? I don't trust you. You tell me why. You prove it why. That is the kind of instinct you all have to have with me. That is when you and I will enjoy this journey. Anything that I tell you, okay, you know what? Use this formula to find it out. You should say, sir, can you convince me? It's okay. You don't have to be loud and disrespectful. I'm trying to make sure that I define that boundary. That you will not take me for a fixed fight. You say, sir, it's okay. I will accept this, whatever you are saying. Can you explain me why? I just want to be convinced before I agree to it. And that's perfectly okay. You guys are nice. That's why you are not even asking. I was a horrible child at your age. I never used to accept any formula on its face value. I remember I was in 7th grade when I bothered my teacher to prove the Pythagorean theorem. I said, okay, you telling me a square plus b square equals c square, tell me why. Why would I agree to this theorem? And then he had to explain me why it is based on the concept of similarity of triangles, and then he proved it to me. It was too early for me to believe it or even ask for it. I don't think at that age I understood much of it, but that funny personality that I had at that age, that actually helped me. That was always like, I always used to think why. That's what I'm injecting in you guys also. If I tell you any formula, now I'm telling you that this equation are same. Meaning if I take an equation, multiply each term by a number or divide each term by a number, these two are same equation. Now let's pick an easy one first. Let's try multiplying this equation by 2. Okay? So 2x minus 2y equal to 2 times 3 is 6. Okay? How much time we have? We have 3 minutes. So what I will do is, I will do some divide and conquer here. Let's put this equation here. 2x minus 2y equal to 6. And put this equation here on other side of the board. X minus y equal to 3. Okay? And draw a boundary here. This is the one equation. Here, this is the agreement that x and y, when you subtract y from x, you will get a 3. Okay? Similarly here, this is the new equation after multiplying by 2. This is the new agreement. Let's create a table for this x and y value. X and y value. Here and here. And we will see what happens. Okay? Everybody ready for simple calculations, right? Now, let's say when x is 0, in this equation, when x is 0, y is how much? When x is 0, what will be my value of y? 3 or minus 3? 0 minus y equal to 3 or minus y equal to 3, y equal to minus 3, correct? Yeah? If this one doesn't make sense, look at it this way. Minus y, I can write this as minus 1 into y. Yeah? Or y equal to 3 by minus 1. Now, this will be equal to minus 3. I am not doing that split right now, which we'll learn it. When you multiply minus into minus, that gives you plus, plus into plus gives you plus, opposite sign gives you minus. We'll talk about that later. But I am saying, when you divide 3 by minus 1, you get minus 3. Yeah? So, when x is 0, y is minus 3. Let's look at some more values of x. Let's say when x is 4, 4 minus y equal to 3. When x is 4, 4 minus y equal to 3. Or y will be equal to, when y goes to this side becomes plus y, and 3 comes to this side becomes minus 3. So y will be equal to 1. Correct? Sure? Shikhar, Riya, Ishan, are you there with me or just waiting for 5 more minutes to get the class over? Everybody with me? Okay. Now, let's pick another value of y. Sorry, x. Let's put another value of x as 5. I know you guys are tired after a long day, but we'll still come to a conclusive point before I let you guys go. When x is 5, so 5 minus y equal to 3. When I get y to this side becomes plus y, and get 3 to this side becomes minus 3. So y equal to 2. Okay? Now we'll pick the same value of x for this equation also and see what happens. Here, when I put x equal to 0, when I put x equal to 0, x equal to 4 and x equal to 5. Let's say when x is 0, so 2 into 0 minus 2 into y equal to 6. This becomes 0, minus 2y equal to 6, or y equal to 6 by minus 2, which is 6 is 3 into 2 by minus 2 into 1, or 2 into minus 1, whatever. These two gone. You are getting 3 by minus 1, so these two minus 3 again. Yeah? Let's look at another option. When you are changing your x value to 4, x is 4, so 2 times 4 minus 2y equal to 6. You bring 6 to this side, 2y to the other side. So 2 into 4 is 8. 6 comes to here, this becomes minus 6 equal to 2y. 2 equal to 2y. Y equals to, this multiplication becomes division. 1. Yeah. When x is 4, y is 1. Matching. Yeah. Put x equal to 5. 2 into 5 here. This becomes 10. So 2y becomes 10 minus 4, which 10 minus 6. 4. 2y equal to 4. Y equal to 4 by 2, which gives you y equal to 2. Same thing. What is going to happen is, this combination of x and y in the coordinate plane will draw a line, and this combination also will have same combination of x and y value. Will draw the same line. So what is happening is, when you have an equation, you multiply it by a number or even divide by a number, you get the same combination of x and y, or it represents the same line. So this equation is representing this line. This equation, after multiplying by 2, also representing the same line. That means it's the same thing. Yeah? So it's like this. I was 5 years old 10 times ago. I was 5 years old 45 years ago. After 10 years, what has happened? This 10 got multiplied to my age. And I'm the same person. Exactly that's what is happening. You multiply this equation by a number. You did not change the behavior of the equation. You did not change the property of the equation. It's the same equation with a higher magnitude. I am the same Nilendra Kumar. My passport name also has not changed. just my a changed. That's what is here, visible here. Yeah. So this is how we relate to what happens when you multiply an equation or divide an equation by a number. We don't change the behavior. And this is a property that we use extensively when we deal with system of equations. Okay? When you have multiple equations to solve, if you know these traits or the behavior or properties of equation, it will help you solve for system of equations in a much easier, much more convincing way. So only one takeaway from last 15 minutes discussion. If you have any equation, you are free to multiply each and every term of the equation by any number of your choice, or you are free to divide each and every term of the equation by any number of choice. Make sure that you are being uniform. Don't divide this guy by 3 and this guy by 4. Then that is not a mistake. That is a illegal transaction that you would not want to do. Yeah? Why are you wanting to waste time with me anymore? It's over.